Hey, Nathaniel, I think we're good now. I think we're good now. So, my name's Chuck. This is AP Studios. We do a little uh, thing here where we just get together, talk about cameras, photography, videography, specifically Nikon, but we'll entertain any brand. It's not that we're against any brand or we don't necessarily or we have anything against any other brand. It's usually the crowd that follows the brand we have a problem with. But really, I should say I'm speaking for myself. I'm not speaking for everybody. Nathaniel, what's going on, Mr. Jones? Hopefully, you had a good Black Friday. One of the topics tonight is who grabbed any great deals over the weekend's not over yet, but since Black Friday started, it started a little early as well. Hopefully, people will share some of the things that they purchased. And I'll start it off with I picked up DxO Nick uh, collection. Actually, it was an upgrade. I already had it. I use it for some of the things I do creatively, and it was a real good price for it this year on Black Friday. So for $39, I updated the whole collection, so that wasn't bad. Also, Restream, which I'm streaming on right now to YouTube and to a Facebook page that I have, Nikon Amateurs. I had hesitated to buy it because it was so expensive and I just couldn't afford it right now, waiting for the Z9. I got that uh, payment coming soon, I hope. Hopefully, they'll give me a call here in a few weeks and say, your camera's ready. Get your card out. So, hey, how you doing, Anthony? Good to see you too. I was just talking about Restream again, talking about what I picked up on Black Friday deals. So it was a great price, 50% off. I'm not going to try to sell it for them, but anybody that's looking for the opportunity to stream and have guests on board uh, for $245, at least for the first year, you can have the package that allows you to stream at 1080p, have guests, and do all those fun things. So we're giving her a whirl for a year anyway. I'll see next year if the price remains the same for me or they're going to go to full price and figure out what I'm going to do then. But anyway, so it's good to see some folks in here. Figured I'd have the sound messed up as I started. It's always the case. So you didn't pick anything up, Nathaniel? Nothing that you wanted, nothing that you needed, or whatever. Right now, there are a lot of deals out there for a lot of equipment. Nikon's got a fantastic sale going on. Z6, Z6 II, bunch of lenses. Um, who'd have thought that all this would be discounted so much already? Didn't spend a dime on Black Friday. Wasn't really anything you needed. And again, I the only things that I needed, I didn't need the restream, but I mean, I couldn't beat the price. I'd been trying the free trial. Wasn't too happy with the free trial because it only out the output in the free version is 720p, and actually did a stream, watched it afterwards, and I was disgusted. I couldn't believe how bad it was. So I picked up the Restream. There are some things out there that I like. Don't get me wrong. There's some decent deals on some things I like, but I'm not going to pick it up right now. Right before Christmas, Z9 coming soon, having to pay for that and whatnot. So I'm just going to hold on to what I got, and I'll probably pay full price somewhere down the road instead of waiting for Black Friday next year. It's just the way it works for me, it seems. So nobody got anything on Black Friday. Okay. I don't know who's going to show up. Anthony, I'm glad to see you, man. And if you're busy, don't worry about hanging around. I'm not trying to run you off, but I know you're a busy man. Expect Nikan. He'll be in here before long. And a few others, Terry and Mike and several others. Woody might even make an appearance again. But I'm glad you guys dropped in. Appreciate it. You got 4 lurkers out there, and that's okay too. Hopefully they'll decide to jump in the chat and spread some good cheer with what they picked up. Ah, perfect. It's probably good that you put me in the background. I doubt I'm much to look at, so I appreciate it, Anthony. So, also looking for any info on shipping for the Z9. I don't think anything's going to change, but listening to some of the rumors, heard another rumor, individual saying that they expect it may ship to some of the early pre-orders a couple of days before the 15th, so around the 13th. I don't know where he got that. I think a lot of people are talking to the store that they purchased from or pre-ordered from, and there seem to be some conflicting stories from folks that pre-ordered from B&H, meaning everybody got a different caller on the other end whenever they called to ask about it or whatever. And I'm going to guess there's some erroneous information going out from some of these calls, their call center or whatever it is they have. But I know everybody's chomping at the bit to get the camera in their hands, at least for us Nikon shooters. There may be some that are just going to try it, that are shooters and other things. There's my darling stepdaughter, Miss Pachuco. How you doing, baby? Amanda Pachuco, my stepdaughter, folks. Upside down smiley face. Okay. Well, Amanda, meet some of the crew. There'll be others that'll get in here. I think I'm going to have to run these live streams later at night. I think that most people are just winding down about now. And it seems like last night, man, it just exploded there later on. Of course, I kidnapped T Mid when he jumped in here just to try the guest feature. So, anybody would like to be a guest right here on the live stream, it only takes a couple of minutes. If you'd like to be a guest, let me jump over here and turn this on. Anybody that'd like to be a guest, there's my Facebook page. Message me on Facebook and I'll hook you up. You'll be in here live in just a few minutes. It's always better when we can get some back and forth going. I know it's hard or difficult from the chat. It's just not as responsive. I get that because you're trying to keep the show alive. Anthony went through that last night with his chill and chat. And I can ramble on forever, but I start repeating myself. I really want to interact with everybody. And again, just like I said last night, that's the whole point of this YouTube channel, is for us to get together and talk about all these things. Share what you got, share what you're getting, share what your settings are in a camera or whatever, and talk about it. So we're all going to learn from it, and we can have some fun at the same time. So anybody that is lurking out there, jump on in, drop a comment. Where you at? What'd you get for Black Friday? Anything of note? Anything camera related or photography or video related? It can be some of the peripherals. I know last night we got into a chat and I was talking about the setup here, but there's a lot of things that you can pick up outside just the camera itself and a lens that a lot of people are going to want to know about. Anthony, lives are tough without interaction unless you have specific things you want to talk about. Then you can just ramble, which I do all the time. Yeah, man. And when you said that last night, I wanted to drop a comment and say, yep, you know how it feels. you just kind of run out of, you're trying to figure out what everybody would like to hear, would like to talk about, and it can just turn into a ramble. But once we get a crew in here, it always works out well because everybody chats within the chat room, and you can pick up on that, answer questions or answer comments that they have. And also, the nice thing, the thing I'm really looking forward to is having one, two, or three more people in the in the live stream itself. And I just got to get some victims. I mean, volunteers that want to do that because it's always a lot more fun when you got three or four sparring in the actual live stream. And out of that comes a million and one questions. The other thing that I want to do, and I'm going to do here real soon, is I want to get the rambling is good. Well, I'm good at it. Um, I want to get. I'm working on getting another phone line, cellular line, cell phone line, so that I can drop that number. And if we have guests in here, uh, for instance, Anthony, you could be on here as a guest in here talking, and people can call in on that line, and it's just like being here and talk to you, ask a question or whatever. And that helps keep everything flowing as well. So I'm just kind of bearing my soul here talking about what I intend to do. We're getting a lot closer. At least we've got the opportunity for guests now. Now I just need to get the phone line hooked up and we can have a lot of fun with that too. Sorry, my phone buzzed over here. What a coincidence, right? Amanda, what are you doing tonight? I know you guys went to get a Christmas tree. We're down to a couple of people. I don't know if Nathaniel took off. Nathaniel's you still around? No, I have no idea. So here I am, all by myself on a live stream on a Saturday night. And this is the hardest part is I think once I get this rolling and I get a few more people and things like that, it's going to be a whole lot easier and a lot more fun. Hey Mike, good to see you, buddy. Glad you're in here. I don't know why I'm getting double chat or double every comment is doubled. Maybe it's to get my attention. That's working so far. So, Mike, did you pick up anything for Black Friday? Or are you looking at anything to grab before all the sales go away? Not a lot of people I've talked to so far have this year. It's kind of strange. Then again, Black Friday just comes way too close to Christmas. I mean, a lot of people are strapped knowing what Christmas is going to be. And maybe we could have Black Friday in July or something. That'd be perfect. And we got Cyber Monday coming up. Who knows what that's going to bring? Oh, I'm trying my best not to look at all the sales because, again, got Christmas coming up, got the Z9 coming, and I just can't afford to go buy things on a whim. Although it's the best time to purchase is whenever it's on sale. Like I said earlier, I'll wind up paying full price for it sometime in the spring or summer. Uh, oh man, COVID. Okay, but you're all right. Yeah, I think that's become a big thing too. People that get exposed or they're around or hear about somebody that they were around, and immediately it's kind of a panic deal. Um, I'm glad you're okay. Don't get me wrong, but kind of tired of the scare tactics being used with COVID. Probably missed this, but what made you want to pick up the Z9? Are you offloading any current gear to offset the cost? Anthony, I actually did. But again, it goes back to when the development announcement came out back in March and B&H put the placeholder up on their site. I called the store that I always deal with for camera bodies and lenses at times too, because it's just easier going through a small brick and mortar store. And I knew I wanted the Z9, even with the just the few rumors that were out there. Um, And I'll tell you why. And everybody will say, well, how could you decide without any information? Well, a lot of it, hey, Touch Life, welcome to the chat tonight. Um, I wanted another flagship, full body, the flagship model for Nikon. I've had the D4, I've had the D5. Well, I had the D5 when I pre ordered, if you will, the Z9. There's just something about the flagship version that Nikon puts out. I mean, it's personal to me. I think that there's just something different in the color science in the flagship version. And I just like that full body. I like I don't know. I just like to feel that camera in my hands. So, hey, Nikan, good to see you, buddy. Um, so I decided, I'm going to get it. I'm turning everything over to mirrorless because I already had the Z6. I already had the Z6 II. And by the way, I'm on the Z6 tonight. This is with the firmware update, but of course, that's not going to make a difference with me just sitting here. So I decided I wanted it, and I knew I was going to have to give up my D5 to get it. So I did. I wound up selling my D5. Also sold a couple of lenses. I got a couple more that I need to sell. I just don't use. And we talked about Sigma last night. And you guys were talking about it. I guess I talked about it a little bit, but I think it's time for the Sigma lenses to go. I'm just not using them, and why have them around? So I did that to fund my purchase of the Z9. And then, of course, I had plenty of time to stash $10 here, $50 there, or whatever, and just built my savings up specifically for the Z9. But the reason I'm buying it is because I like Nikon's flagship cameras. And I had no doubt that the Z9 would be just as good as the D5. And it looks like it's going to be far and above what the D5 is. So that was my reason for the Z9. I'm just stuck in Nikon. It's, you know how it is. It's subjective. You talked about it last night. There isn't a bad camera out there. The only bad camera is the one that just doesn't feel right in your hands, and it doesn't make it bad. It's just not for you. So Nikon it is. The Z9 looks terrific. Now we're going to watch Canon and Sony come out with their new flagship cameras, and it's just going to be a leapfrogging now from now on. Nikon's back in the game full throttle. Sony has led the pack. Canon came on strong. So now you got three that are just going to leapfrog over each other every year or so with their latest and greatest. Woody, 2 hours in ER with a kidney stone. Oh man, sorry to hear that, buddy. Doctor said to move out of the danger zone with a muscle relaxer. I hope he's right. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. R1 for the Winter Olympics next year, a possibility. I think it will be Nikan. I don't think Canada's going to rest on their laurels. I think the R3 wasn't just a placeholder, but it kind of became a placeholder to kind of hold the faithful there in the Canon camp. And it's a fantastic camera. I do believe it's going to be a great sports action camera that will do all other things okay as well. But it's not going to be one that excels in every category. You gotta love spam, right? Drives me crazy. The R1, and guess they'll call it the R1. I don't know if it's official from Canon, but I guess it's going to rival the Z9. A lot of Sony shooters would say the A1 already rivals the Z9. I don't think it does, but it will. I mean, the next version, it will. And I still see a lot of people complaining, snowflakes, still whining about weight. When did this just happened a couple or 3 years ago? I never heard these complaints about weight and size, you know, 5 years ago. And all of a sudden it's a thing. Everybody wants, a miniature camera that does everything that the flagships do. Anyway, see, it's easy to go down a rabbit hole for me. T-Mid, welcome, buddy. I'm going to snag you, and well, I can't snag Anthony. He's busy editing. He's got me running in the background. Probably turned down real low too. Touch of Life or Touch Life Studio just ordered D500, favorite camera of all time, to offset the cost of the 24 to 72.8Z. Let's see, still waiting for the final offer from KEH. Oh, unloaded your D500. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I got a D500 back here. You know what? Over this summer, I'm sure that my D500 is going to find its way to a new home. I'm not ready to give it up yet. It is a great camera. Great for wildlife. The only problem with you, well, you get a little extra oomph from the crop sensor on the telephoto lenses. But even then, sometimes you want to crop in a little further or a little more. And it's nice to have that. It's kind of like a savings account with a high megapixel camera, how much you can actually crop in. I don't know if that makes sense to anybody, but it's still a great camera. I shot a lot with my D500, but it's probably going by the way. I'm going to guess this summer. We'll see how much life it, how much use it gets. And if I just find that it's just sitting around doing nothing, then it's probably going to be one of the things that I let go. My D850, I almost believe I can't let that go. I just feel like I've got to keep that for some reason. I don't know why. And it is a fantastic stills camera. It's great in video too, but you just can't move in front of it. And you know how that goes, but still a great camera. Uh, let's see. Terry, good to see you, man. You avoid the Black Friday like the plague. And it's probably a good idea. And I've tried to keep myself from looking at everything that's coming out, other than to talk about it in here, because I have seen a few things that I would like, but I just can't do it right now. I had to pick up the upgrade to my DxO Nick collection. I had to do that. And the price was right, $39. That's not going to kill me. And the only thing that I really splurged on was this Restream, and I just couldn't pass that up because I've been playing with the free version, and it was half price. I mean, I don't think I could beat that. So that's been it for me. I've seen things I'd like to get, but still waiting for the Z9. I gotta hang on to that money for the Z9, or if I pass up being in the first batch, I won't see that camera for 6 months to a year. So that's where I'm at on Black Friday. A lot of good deals out there, though. Man, anybody that was trying to decide whether they were going to pick up a Nikon mirrorless camera, now is the time to grab it. If it's just something for entry level and you just want to get started and see how you like it, you can't go wrong with that Z6 or Z7 or the Z62, Z72. Great deals on them, and some good deals on the S line glass. Not everything, but some of the glass, at least just to get started. Great deals out there. T-Med, what are you doing tonight? Are you busy? You got me running in the background? Yeah, we're both D850 fans. Um, I'll tell you that D850 is something, though. It really is. It's just a fantastic camera. Oh, see, I know a lot of you guys out there, not everybody, but a lot of people are using OBS. I tried that. It just kicked my butt. It's yeah, forget it. I just can't deal with it. So I was waiting for the plug and play, and that's what I got here, at least with the Restream. Oh, so anybody that would like to jump in here, out at the moment, okay, all right. Well, don't worry about being in here if you're out and about, man. I appreciate you just dropping by. Whenever you get back and we're still going, of course, you're welcome back in here. Don't let me take away from the fun on a Saturday night. Near the top on the list doesn't guarantee an order. Depends on how many they are allocated. Absolutely, Woody. Absolutely. And I'm worried, man. I don't know why, but I am. I just have a feeling that there's the possibility of the good old boy uh, thing happening at the store where I ordered it. And I even called them back a few weeks ago, right after the announcement, and asked them. They said, "Oh yeah, you're there," but this time they wouldn't say you're number one on the list. And the other times I had talked to them, yeah, you're number one on the list. So I'm scared that the good old boy system may have hurt me here. You know, a lot of people hesitated and didn't commit until well after the announcement. And there may be some folks that they really appreciate their business out there that said, "Yeah, I think I want it, and I'm going to get it." That may have bumped me. I don't know. I need to quit worrying about it. It is what it is. You know, it's either going to be there for me or I'm going to be bumped down the list. I keep I want to call them right now. I don't mean right this minute, but I want to call them and just ask, "Hey, how's it going?" But I don't want to be that person that's calling every other day. "Hey, am I still on the list? When's it going to ship?" And all that kind of stuff. Uh, yeah. So, well, this has been a weird Black Friday year because a lot of people haven't purchased anything. Anybody I've talked to, um, I do need. I just thought of something. I've got one person that is really wanting to pick up another camera. I hope that and he typically doesn't watch what's going on with cameras. I need to let him know though about the sales going on. Don't want to pass that up. So, is there anybody that's live streaming? I know Anthony that you do. I know T-Mid does. Ryan does. Uh, I I'm just wondering what is everybody using? I'm kind of stealing from T-Mid's stream the other night, and he was talking about computers, but I'm just wondering what uh, anybody that's streaming, what you use. I asked this question. Of course, none of you all were around when I was asking those questions about streaming, trying to get an idea of what to go to, and just happened to stumble on Restream. But I just wonder what everybody else is using. Woody, I'd say you're about right, 2 to 3. But now let's crunch some numbers, and we'll be generous. If what we heard is true, 3,500 units per month, 3,500 cameras per month. If they've been in production for 3 months, and that's stretching it, maybe. But I don't know. All the ambassadors and those got pre-production models may have had them 6 months ago. None of them really said when they had them. They just said how long they had them. But if they've been in production 3 months, that's 10,000 cameras plus, let's say, and that's worldwide now. How many how many units are each place going to get? Because when we think of Amazon, B&H, Adorama, Wex, in the European market, and all these different big stores, not to mention Amazon, or maybe I said Amazon, Best Buy, and everybody else, man, I'm afraid that's going to really limit how much stock there will be going out to each store. That's scary. Uh, yeah, Touch Life. I'm still on ATEM, but I'm using it with Restream. I had a problem with ATEM. You were probably in there when I just jumped back into the YouTube thing. What, month and a half, 2 months ago, and found out my ATEM was no longer a plug and play through YouTube. They changed YouTube changed something. Had to find a workaround, which I didn't really like. I like the plug and play and go. But anyway, I was looking for a platform that allowed me to have guests in here, and of course OBS will let you do it. But that program just spit at me every time I opened it up. It was spitting at me, It doesn't like me. I don't like it, and that's okay. Um, so, but the ATEM works extremely well with Restream because Restream streams from the browser and it will obviously restream on any platform you choose. So it kind of takes YouTube out of the way, and Restream just feeds through YouTube. So it's plug and play. So yeah, I really like it. I really like it though. I didn't want just one camera or whatever because I've got some plans to do some things, especially when the Z9 comes in. I have by the way, Hollyland Mars are on sale for Black Friday as well. So last night I was playing with it and showed you. Um, I use Hollyland Black or Mars video wireless video transmitter. I have the which model I have 400S, and it's the model that will accept either HDMI or SDI input and output. So I picked that up a while back. Another sale that was on, I grabbed it, and I really like it. I just haven't used it a lot yet. So anyway, with the ATEM Mini Pro, I have one of the feeds. There are four inputs, four individual inputs. And one of them now is dedicated to the wireless transmitter. So I can run a live stream, have guests. I can actually use any other camera. I can connect any camera to, and actually, what you see right over, I got to get there. We go. There we go. Goofy me. That is the Z62 with the transmitter on top, and then the receiver's right here connected to the ATEM Mini Pro. But yeah, I like the ATEM Mini Pro. It's a great switcher for the amount of money you have to pay for it. It comes with software, meaning you buy the product and enter your product code or whatever on their site, Blackmagic site, and you can download all the software that runs it for free. And it's very intuitive, very easy, and just so it's a good product. I'm not trying to sell it to anybody, but you know what? If I use it, you better know it's easy. Tarped, what's up? Yeah, we're starting to get a few people filter in here. Tarped, question tonight is: did you buy anything in Black Friday, or you plan to? Just trying to get a feel for who's picked up what. With all the deals I've seen out there, very few people have jumped on anything. So, uh, uh, let's see. Canon webcam. I'm behind here, Anthony, so you don't have to catch up and answer. I'm just kind of reading along what you guys have been chatting about. Canon webcam, shotgun mic. Yeah, well, it was a good setup last night. It was a good setup, Anthony. I like it. It's simple. Uh, who else? Who else? OBS, yeah. Well, T Mid, you know how I feel. I just said it. Um, when I have guests on channel, I use StreamYard for reliability. Okay, okay, good on you, man. So you're a StreamYard person. I looked at StreamYard. I looked at Restream. They looked the same. I just rolled the dice and said, okay, I'll try Restream. I don't think that it's any better than StreamYard, and I couldn't say that it is or isn't, but so far Restream's been good to me, so happy about that. Uh, you just sell, okay? All right, all right. Trying to catch all the comments. You guys got a good chat going over here. I'm gonna mute my microphone in the video, and I'm gonna jump over in the chat room and just chat with you guys. Just kidding. Oh, all right. So we got OBS, StreamYard, and Restream. Okay, Chromebook. All right. I don't know anything about them. I just can't believe for just typical things we do on a computer. I can't imagine any of them are bad. It's only when you're really looking at it's only when you're looking at pushing the computer, especially in graphics or video and photography and things like that. Restream was an option. Yeah. Well, nobody was. I didn't get any comments from anybody. I didn't know which way to go. Again on StreamYard Restream. So I watched both of their product videos or whatever. And like I said, okay, I'll try Restream. That's why I picked up Restream. And I know each of them, they're very close to being the same thing. One, there's a couple of minor differences. But you know what? And I saw that explained in a comparison between Restream and StreamYard. Um, and what they were talking about as far as the differences are, that's at a level I'm not going there now anyway. I'm not saving anything in Restream. It's just a interface to do what I want to do, which is why maybe next year, if they run another Black Friday deal for half off, instead of I'll just close this account and buy another one because there's nothing in here, nothing saved or anything in Restream because it's all backed up on YouTube and Facebook. So I don't need to worry about Restream. And I could close it down in a minute and purchase the same plan at half price and get another year out of it. I know it's terrible to say that, but hey, save a buck where you can, right? Uh, So, like I said, I've watched a bunch of videos, and there's a lot of rehashing going on about the Z9. Obviously, I'm Z9 crazy, like a lot of people. We're almost at Z9 burnout because we've looked at everything 100 times. We really know what it does, um, but you just can't get it off your mind if you're buying it. Now, I will say that people that have decided it's just not for them, they're not going to get it. They got over this real quick. They're probably really happy about the cameras if they're Nikon shooters, but all the hype is gone for them. But those of us that are waiting, well, we can't get enough information. And I'm sure there are other people like me that are just watching more videos that are stating the same thing, showing the same capabilities and whatnot. Uh, but we were all the same way with the D800. The D800 was a game changer in its own way with the high megapixel, which of course everybody else cracked on and said that, here's what it's going to cost you. I had Canon shooters and Sony shooters telling me that it was just going to be, or not Sony shooters, but Canon shooters and Fuji shooters telling me that it was just going to cost way too much money. It wasn't worth it. All the upgrades you have to make to everything else and blah, 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 blah. And next thing you know, everybody's coming out with high megapixel cameras. So, well, there you are. All right. BD. How you doing, BD? Welcome to the show. You know what? Maybe that's what I'm going to call this, Anthony. And Ryan, he'll get in here. He'll be editing. Maybe this is the podcast for editors, so that while people are editing, they can just tune in and listen to what's going on. And nothing wrong with that, by the way. BD, what did you get in Black Friday? Anything at all? Uh oh, Mike. Uh oh. You got the fever. You got the fever. Picking up the Z9. Oh, hey, Bob. Good to see you, brother. That's my buddy out in California. We've worked together before. He's been playing with the cameras for a while, but he just started doing some pet photography, dog photography. Oh, I hope it goes well for you, Bob. You got to jump in there with us. we're going to push you to buy beyond your means. That's what we're doing here. Trying to get people to buy way outside their financial means. I'm just kidding. Terry just developed a roll of Kodak Tri-X 400. Wow. Shut them old F3 HP. I'm going backwards. No, there's still a lot of people shooting film. And I know you're familiar with Grays of Westminster. I wasn't until recently, but they were just talking about how much film they're selling, and a shop that's near them is selling. So there's a big resurgence of film shooters now. It's pretty cool. So here you go, Terry. Here's my film background. I told this story the other night, but um, shooting film, Instamatics back when I was a kid or whatever, and always had fun. I don't know. There was something about photography capturing, I don't want to be cliche here, capturing the moment. It was just capturing something that caught my eye. But anyway, you go through life and you don't stick with that. I go in the Army. And anyway, one of the schools I had to go to was photography for the Army's needs, of course, not for your own. But I learned all the basics. It was all film. We developed our own film in the field, uh, and then exported the negatives out, and they would develop them later. But the next part of the course was being on the other end and taking what you had shot, developed in the field, and actually making prints. It was all black and white, no color. But I enjoyed it so much that I decided to build my own enlarger in my garage. I built it out of a Brownie camera and a flashlight, and I can't remember the stand. I don't know. But anyway, I did that and actually made some black and white prints in my garage. And it was there was just something about seeing that print come to life and knowing that you'd taken it from a roll of film and brought it to life in a print. And I really enjoyed it. As a matter of fact, I enjoyed it so much. I've got a Nikon F2 that I purchased a while back, and I've been looking at enlargers or trying to find a used enlarger and thinking that I might actually try to go back and do that again. I'm not a fan of having to mix all the chemicals, and I'd have to go back and look at everything again to make sure I could still do it. But that's my film background, and I had a great time doing it. After that came mirrorless, or not mirrorless, but DSLRs, and from that point forward, I just started playing with DSLRs and loved it. Uh, let's see. Uh, Let me catch Mike here real quick. Thing is, I'm looking for a fast camera for stills. My D810 ain't cutting it. Yeah. For the price of used D5s, I might as well move up. But yeah, you're absolutely right, Mike. And I'm going to encourage you. I'm not going to try to talk you out of it. You know what you can afford and what you can get. So I'm going to encourage you. You know what the Z9 does, and I'll tell you, I had the D5. I love the camera, but I am absolutely certain that the Z9 is going to be something completely above what the D5 was doing. So there you have it. Developer stop, bath, and fixer. Yep. Rinse, and then you're done. uh, so, touch the live see. Audio, I am, let's see, doesn't appear to any delay if you're using audio feed. Yeah, you know what? And there was initially, but all of a sudden it just magically disappeared. And please don't ask me to technically explain how that happened. I don't know. Um, uh, it was just getting Restream set up, and there was a terrible delay or a lot of latency. And all of a sudden it just snapped and it was fine. So I'm running my audio, the NT1A here, into the Rodecaster Pro. From the Rodecaster Pro into the ATEM Mini, uh, it has two audio inputs. I don't mix it or do anything to it in the ATEM Mini Pro. It just goes right out to the stream with the video, of course. So yeah, that's my audio. And I had some terrible audio problems here over the last couple of weeks, but I've got it all running now. And I'll tell you right now, I'm not unplugging anything. If I have to reroute something, I'll tear the desk up to get the cable without having to unplug something to do it. Because audio to me is the, you know, the hardest part of anything. And audio has to be good or people just don't want to listen. If it's horrendous audio, then nobody wants to watch or listen. So it was important to me to get it working, and I can say it's working, but I can't say that I did it. It just happened. And there you have it. Uh You can still get it all. As far as I know, you can still get all the chemicals. Yeah, yeah, all of it's available. I'll tell you right now, B&H has a huge film section, not just film itself, and all versions of film that you need. But they carry enlargers and everything else, all the chemicals. I don't know how that ships. It's probably a little weird, but I I know that they have everything and they must be able to ship it or they wouldn't have it in the store because I can't imagine that many people walk into B&H just for uh, developer chemicals. Broken F2. And I'm not saying B&H is the only place that you can get it. I'm sure there are others. Um, I just, I know that B&H does have it. Mm. So yeah, I'll tell you, I enjoyed the film, doing the film. Um, it's a laborious process, or at least I think it is. A lot of people may really enjoy it. I'm not going to say I really enjoy it. I enjoy the end product, just seeing something come to life that you know you did it. You did everything, every step of the process, from being able to expose it right and everything else. Expose your film right and carry it through the full process of becoming a print. So I'll have to pull one of those up. I've got a few, I think, still around. I don't know why I'm looking around here. I know they're not here. Uh, but I took one of my dog at the time, and that just came out so good. I was proud of myself, pat myself on the back. A big accomplishment, right? Oh. Best color as far as slide film Kodachrome was the finest ever made. Now I can't answer any. I can't comment on any of those things. Really, the only thing that I fooled with, other than snap a roll of film, take it to uh, remember the old photo huts, take it to the photo hut or Walmart, even Walmart, and get them developed. But the black and white, yeah, I know that I can do that process because I've done it. As a matter of fact, it wasn't too long ago. I was looking for my canister at a double reel canister, stainless steel canister, and two steel reels. Didn't have plastic. I learned that when I was doing it with the military. So much easier using steel, or at least that's the way I saw it. But anyway, I was looking for it and I can't find it. Who knows? That's one of those things that's got packed away, stuffed away somewhere, and I don't know where it's at. So I'd have to buy everything to get started again. But I was seriously looking for a used enlarger because I was sure that there'd be a lot of, or not a lot, but several out there on the market that would be cheap, people that had given it up. And I was wrong. I found one, and the guy wanted as much for it as it was new. All right. Where'd Anthony go here? Infamous Cali Prop 65. I probably couldn't get my chemicals sent to me. Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's probably true. That's probably true. Or if you got them, Anthony, you'd probably have to show them how you adequately disposed of them. It'd probably be some stupid process of disposing of the chemicals. Uh, yeah, Terry had a picture of his dark room when they were cleaning it up. 35, 120, and 4x5. Wow. Yeah, man, you can get some film guys going with that statement, and I can. That's absolutely a big thing in the community about which is better, especially for the real solid film shooters that haven't even moved into DSLR or the digital age. Yeah, I know, Terry. I know when you posted that photo though of your dark room, talking about cleaning it up and everything, and how you set everything up high to be above water level. But I saw your enlarger in the photo. It is nice to make your own photos. It really is. You got to want to do it. I mean, it's not something you just try. You just got to want to do it. Give it the love it deserves. And it's not the easiest thing in the world as a beginner, but it doesn't take long to figure it out. And um, there's just something special about it. Almost makes you want to frame a photo and put it up because you did it. You took it from start to finish. There's just something about it. And the black and white film is just, I don't know. It is different. It is. And it's different because Fujifilm tried their best to come out with film type uh, exposures in their cameras. And I don't know if it's close or whatever. Obviously, I don't have Fujifilm, but that's how big they considered film still today, that they were trying to emulate film. Uh, uh, there's been a lot of discussions about that. Terry may have a better answer than I do, but I've heard quite a few people talking about, especially when they got into how many megapixels do you need, how much, what's the equivalent in 35 millimeter film. And I guess some of the people were arguing, saying that the resolution in film isn't as high as a 24 megapixel photo from a DSLR. I don't know. Maybe Terry can answer that. But there was a lot of arguing back and forth as to what the resolution was. But here's the thing, I don't think, or for me personally, it's not about the resolution. And I'll ask this question: how many people have old photos from family members or of family members or children or whatever, and they're horrendous? I mean, maybe it was a Polaroid or whatever, but that you're not giving that photo up. And to you, it's perfect. It's wonderful, no matter how bad the color is or anything else. You know, it's you don't care. So, and I was talking to a lady one night, and she was talking about photography. She said, well, I don't know that I'd be any good at it. And she has very young grandchildren. I said, you know what? Get a camera, just take pictures. Doesn't matter how good they are. It, I guarantee you, when those children grow up, they won't care how good or bad the photo is. It's the fact that there's a photo of them at that age. And I think, that's something we need to bring back into the professional's mindset. Now, yes, you want the photos to be fantastic because you're selling a product and it needs to be good. Um, but I think sometimes you can look at it and say, you know what, I can't do any more to this photo, but I'm not satisfied with it. I guarantee you the people that get that photo will be tickled pink. Not everyone, because there are people out there that are just wackos and they may want something that looks worse. But my point is that it's it, it it's really all about the moment. And I don't want to be cliche here, but it's about the moment and reliving memories. And for a lot of people, the only way they're ever going to have or relive those memories is through photos. That's just the way it is, or video, of course. But and somebody also said, and I think it's a very wise statement, you don't know what the digital age is going to bring, or how long or how easy it is to lose photos, digital photos. If you don't print it, there's no guarantee you'll see that again 30 years from now. And I agree with that. But how many people want to get photos printed anymore? And how many people are going to regret somewhere down the road that they didn't print some of these favorite photos that they have? So it's big. I think that people should think about that. I only have a few printed photos that I've done. Um, and there's something really nice about having some of those photos printed. But when you're doing it for somebody else, I guarantee you, they're going to, and you need to, I'm not saying you need to sell them prints, but that's fine too. But you need to sell, if you're not selling prints, you need to sell them on the fact that they need to pick out some of their favorites and get them printed. because it's going to be there forever in print. All right, get off that stump for a minute. Yeah, you've got to print. I've lost photos digitally, and I'm not the greatest person backing up my work, but uh, I think even the most diligent person, and everybody starts talking about the cloud now. Well, who knows? The cloud will exist in 5 years, or who knows what comes next, or how things get. Uh, I don't know. Taken away from us for security or whatever. But again, back to, we lose digital photos all the time. If everybody's honest, there have been some photos they've lost somehow, some way. And the only way, and not that you can really do anything with it, of course, you can scan prints now. But the point is that if it's printed, you've got it, it's secure. And the only way you can lose it is to throw it away or whatever. All right, get off my high horse here on printing. Match duplicate colors, but not the emotions and expression that come from a great photograph. Absolutely, you're right. You're right. Uh, Hanging in gallery will blow you away compared to an inkjet print. Yeah. Yep. Well, that's another good point, because now we have that option of uh, digital production. And here's another one. I am not venturing into that either. I follow Matt Irwin. I know he does all his printing, obviously, for commercial purposes. That's another talent to have, is being able to actually print your photos with your own printer. I can't make it work, and I'm not going to go through all the craziness to try to make it work. But yeah, I've tried printing. I have a photo printer, and I tried the first time I tried, I thought, whoa, there must be something wrong with the printer, because that's not what it looks like on the screen. So there's an art to printing, and I'm just not going into it. I guess you guys have realized there's not a lot I am into. I want the easy button, the commercial, hit the easy button. That's me. Um, but yeah, and props to those that either wet print as you do, Terry, or that print with a photo printer. It's an art, I think. I can't do it. I tried. I went through a package of photo paper and I never got anything close, no matter how much I tried. Then I watched a video on how to do it and thought, okay, I've violated everything that he just taught, but all right. Oh, shoot. Anthony, you tired of us talking about film? I think it's just another great hobby. Printing your own. I think it's great. Who else we got in there? We got any? Well, Terry's a real film shooter and real printer and doing his own. Terry, do you do color too? Because I know that's another process, whereas black and white is much easier. It's so much easier that when we went through the course, there was no need for anything but black and white. But they said they're not even going to venture into color print. So, uh, and there's the grain that you get in a wet print. You can't duplicate it. It looks good, and I know that a lot of filters try to duplicate it in the digital world. But all right, I'm no expert at printing. I just know I had fun. I can do it black and white if push come to shove, and not just push come to shove. I still feel like there's going to be a day here before long where I'm going to go back to and try uh, my film printing again. Mm. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. All right, now you guys got me wound up. I hope it's not boring to you all. So, anybody wants to jump in here, even right now as a guest, you want to be on here live, your face plastered on the screen, and be able to talk and answer these questions, There's my Facebook link. It's down there at the bottom left as you're looking at the screen. All you got to do is send me a message through Facebook and then leave a comment saying, hey, message sent or something like that. And I'll go over there and drop a link and you can be in here chatting with everybody. And you ain't got to type. Isn't that wonderful? I'm all about easy. Easy button, man. Easy button. Easy button. You can be in here talking, answering questions, telling your story, telling us how you started. All you got to do is drop a message. And I look forward. I think here in the next couple of months, we're going to have enough traffic that we're going to get some people in here. And again, I want to get the phone set up so I can get all you experts in here. And people will have questions for you. And they can drop them in the comments. And you guys are more than welcome to answer the questions. And we can chat and all that kind of stuff. Getting anxious, Mike? Are you kidding me? I was talking about that. I'm rewatching videos on the Z9. We keep talking about the Z9, and I was saying that people that aren't interested in it or aren't buying it, they've had enough Z9 for a lifetime. They don't really care anymore because obviously it's just not for them. But those of us that have purchased it are stupid crazy, looking for every rumor, every whatever. We already know that it's supposed to ship on the 15th, but that's not good enough. I want to know how many people are getting, or the stores are getting, how many people there are that are pre-ordered. Is there anybody getting it early? I'm looking, and I'm eating rumors up like crazy. So yeah, man. Terry, not much color, but I am planning a road trip this spring to New Mexico and I'll buy lots of color for the Hasselblad. Wow. Is that your 4x5? And I wasn't just talking about shooting, I'm talking about developing. Are you printing color as well? Because I know that's a different process. It's out of my league for processing, but I would do black and white again. It was fun. Mm. Mm. The elixir of life. Strong black coffee. Oh, yeah. Mm. Just black and white. Okay. Because I know that's not the easiest thing to do, print color. Like I said, the Army said, no, we're not going there with you guys. Black and white's enough. So that's what I learned, and that's all I learned. All right. Still nobody talking about anything they got. These medium format bodies are cheap right now. Wow. Hmm. 6x6. Okay. I don't know enough about them. I just assumed it was large format. And I know that what I'm talking about, when I say large format, that's another format. But I knew it was more than 35. Oh, man, oh man. So what are you guys up to as far as photography goes? Who's doing what? Anybody? I know Anthony. You talked about it last night. You try to steer clear on weekends and keep those for yourself. As far as photography goes, or I mean, no paid work. Hmm. Anybody out and about shooting? It's too cold here now. I'm a fair weather photographer, I guess. It's too cold. Unless I had some really nice subjects, and that's been a thing for me this year. I didn't have near the ducks in the waterfowl refuge behind my house. Matter of fact, I had almost no ducks, and I'm trying to figure out why. But on a good note, this year I usually have 1,000 geese that migrate through my yard, and well, you can imagine. And this year, none. So I'm just wondering what's going on. It's really been a weird year, and I have ducks in the early spring, and then they're gone. Then I have ducks that come back in the fall, wood ducks, which I love to catch out there, and mergansers, hooded mergansers. But haven't seen them. I don't know what's going on. All right, my lady wouldn't be too happy with me if I was crazy busy on the weekends too. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's bad enough during the week. Well, let me tell you this, Anthony. You need to settle down, get married. I know that you just cringed. I know there was a shiver that went up your spine, and because you want to get married early enough and know that you're going to stay with her forever. Because as time goes on, they want you to do things like I'm doing right now. My wife was, "Don't you have a live stream tonight?" Yeah, I do. We love each other. I love her to death, but nowadays she wants to do what she wants to do. She wants to go off and read at night. She doesn't want me bugging her with questions or the TV going or whatever. So she'll say, "Aren't you going to do a live stream?" And then of course I'll say, "Well, yes, I am, as a matter of fact." And then I'll run in here and do a quick live stream. So, but that's the nice thing about being married long enough that you're you just become so compatible with each other that it's easy to do what you want to do and she does what she want to does. All right, enough of my philosophy on marriage. 2.5 months in South Padre this winter. Probably do some portraiture stuff on the beach. Yeah, that'd be fantastic. Well, you're definitely going to put that Z9 to use. And that'd be the perfect place to do it, man. Uh, uh, Eagles, yeah. Wow. Man, I had a lot of red-tailed hawks around here too. But even they've been fewer this year. And I have a huge, I mean a huge tree in my side yard. And I always hoped that they would build a nest in it. It'd become a nesting site, but well, that hadn't happened. So uh Terry, you're retired? Yeah, I'm retired from the military and contracting, but and I'm on a hiatus right now. My job kind of went away with COVID anyway. My contracting work. Bob knows all about that. Bob was part of that too. Um, but I'm trying to get the house ready, get it on the market, and get down to Tennessee where That's gonna be our retirement home. But I'll go back to work there for a while once I get down there. Right now, I'm just trying to get the house ready, and all that kind of stuff. And I'm getting so old now, it's hard to find people that'll actually hire old people like me. Albert, Mr. Jimenez, welcome, sir. Cannot find Black Friday deals on Z6 II and Nikon Z7 II. It's so bad I couldn't buy a used Z6 or Z7 on eBay because people do not want to sell the cameras after the new update. Well, that's good news. I mean, it's good news. It shows that Nikon's done something well in those firmware updates for the Z6. But I thought for sure there were some deals on Z6 twos and Z7 twos. Maybe I'm wrong. Obviously, I am if you've looked everywhere. But I thought there were deals on those as well. Hmm. Hmm. Well, I'll tell you what. If you find a deal on the Z6 two and Z7 two, and we're running out of time right now for Black Friday. I know that they keep extending this Black Friday block. It's not just a Friday anymore. We got Cyber Monday coming up Monday. I really don't know what that entails. But if you find one, drop a comment in this on the video once it's posted on YouTube, because there may be other people that are in the same boat you are. And if you find one, just drop it in the comments so others can see it. Uh, what are you two, huh? Okay. No two models for either one. Okay. I don't know why I was thinking that. Uh, hmm. At Best Buy. Wow. And what you were saying, four hawks hang out around my yard about every day. Took 50 photos yesterday. Wow. I've got an exceptional photo I took of one of the hawks in my yard. I actually have a little bit of video. It was terrible because it was just run and gun, grab the camera of a hawk in the tree in the side yard eating a squirrel. And my wife said, "Ooh, you should get rid of that." But I did catch. I got the decisive moment on him landing on a tree stump. Um, I mean, it just everything worked out. Um, I actually had it printed. I don't have it anywhere near me, or I'd show you. Um, D500, $100 off. All right. Uh, Geese are flying south in Cali. I'm going back in the comments here, Bob. I see your comment there. Yeah, I don't know what happened to the geese this year. You know, I just wonder because it's really coincidental that it's not just the geese, it's the ducks as well. I just wonder, climate change, climate change. No, I don't know what it is. I'm really happy though that the geese didn't torment me this year. So, uh, uh, oh, my wife saw a little bit of my video from last night, the other night, whatever. She goes, "Why are you always looking down?" Uh, I tried to explain that I'm reading comments. Uh, G lenses. No kidding. It seems like that eBay would be full of G lenses, or maybe people have just adapted with the FTZ. I think though we're going to see here before long a lot of, and Nikan and I were talking about that. I think it was you and I, wasn't it, Nikan? Talking about finding DSLRs and G lenses and things like that up for sale, and talking about the cost. Right now, it's not real cheap, and I don't know how they're getting away with that. But anyway, I think that they're going to become cheaper over the next year. I think more and more people are finally gravitating into mirrorless. Now, I have no stats to back that up. I just feel like a, a lot more people are beginning to gravitate um, to the mirrorless systems. And as they do and start to invest in the mirrorless system, whatever system they're in, start to invest in glass, native glass, that a lot of these lenses are going to hit the market. And when they do, I think it's going to flood the market. There are going to be some exceptional buys. For those that really don't care about mirrorless, and I know there are a lot of people out there that feel that way, they're going to have some prime equipment at a great price here in the next year or two. If you stay a couple of years behind the trends, man, there are going to be some deals. Whole lot less than what we paid for it new. Well, my D5 was less than I paid for it new, obviously. So yeah, Mike, to answer your question, we're going down around the Nashville area, not in Nashville proper, but vicinity Nashville. It's still close to all the things that my wife wants to stay connected to. She works from home right now. She can work from anywhere, but she has to make periodic trips to headquarters, and that's in Raleigh, North Carolina for her. So the trip from Nashville to Raleigh is a whole lot simpler than it is from Connecticut to Raleigh. Um, and she still wants to be, she's a city girl. You know, she was born in New York City, been up here all her life. So she still wants to stay connected to a city. Now, nothing's going to be like New York City, but we visited a few times. She really likes it down there. So that's the area that we're going to. And as far as why, it's because we just can't afford to retire properly. up here in Connecticut. It's just way too expensive. Taxes are just incredible. So anyway, Tennessee just became the location. I think now she would even like to go to Texas because they're so conservative, but Tennessee, it looks like it's going to be. It's close enough to all of the kids, and the cost of living's well. The weather. I mean, there's no comparison. Down there you get 8 months of spring, summer, and fall. Up here you get 8 months of winter. It might be a little bit sarcastic, but um, definitely want to get away from up here. As a matter of fact, we're expecting some snow flurries tonight. Not no accumulation, but snow flurries. And I don't care. I don't want to. I don't want to. I'm in Danbury area. Touch. Just way too expensive up here. I pay more taxes on my house here than I made house payments down in Kentucky when I was down there. It's ridiculous. Oh, Anthony, I don't know how you stand it out there in California. Bob, same to you. I mean, God bless you guys. I don't know how you can do it, man. Bob, we were talking about that housing cost, man. Mm. But I guess we got to have people live everywhere. Mm. All right, all right. Going back to see if I missed anything. So yeah, I mean the whole point of this again is get everybody involved. That's what it's all about. I'm not going to do. It's not going to be a big pretty production with all the bells and whistles. It's more about as long as we can hear each other, as long as we can chat in the chat room. That's what this is going to be about. Now it may die an agonizing death, but I'll hang on to it to its last dying breath. And then again, there may be a lot of people that are more interested in chatting and talking about stuff rather than just being talked at. And that's not my intention. I really expect everybody to enjoy, hanging out in here when we do these. So let's see. Anthony, planning to move in the next few years. Let's see. Get more and more annoyed here with every passing day. Yeah, yeah. Does the governor see that out there, Anthony? I mean, I just feel like he's just turned away from people and ignored people. Um, and it's a shame because I've been out to California several times, and I mean from north to south, and man, especially up north, it's beautiful. I mean, absolutely beautiful. Um, it's just a shame it can't be a little more welcoming. Yeah, I just don't understand how you just ignore people. Why do you do that? And I'm not saying he's intentional. He wants to intentionally hurt people, but it seems like he doesn't care if that's the case. And mm, 4 or 5 weeks hiding, yeah, yep. I I just don't. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. And if we don't get off this climate change, and I'm not going to turn this into a political blog, but if we don't get off this climate change stuff, man, the whole country's going to go under. I mean, we just can't possibly turn everything over in a week or two or a month or even a year or 10 years. And this idea that we're all going to be gone next year if we don't do something about it. I mean, that's just absolute madness. And I know California is big on that note, and just the L.A. port down there suffering because they're fighting about emissions. Any vehicle that isn't zero emissions, that's coming soon. They're not going to be able to go in to pick up. things at the port. I mean, it's just crazy. And again, it's a beautiful state, man. I don't know how the cost of living got so out of control out there either, but that's not his doing. He's just helping with it. That's been going on out there for a long time. So anyway, I'll tell you what, man. I hope you guys can get away from it when you can, or change it. That would even be better. Change it. Terry, Tennessee's a beautiful state, very green. It is. And let me say this about Connecticut. Connecticut is a beautiful state. It really is in the summer. But I'm not a cold weather person, period. Um, and it's just way too crowded. Now, I know that sounds weird, but I think there's more population up here in the New England area than across the rest of the United States. So I'm just, and I just got to get out of this weather and get out of the taxation. But it is a beautiful state, and so is Tennessee. I mean, everything's slower down there. We just talk slow. We like talking slow. Uh, Terry, he has a new Z9 video up. I'll have to check it out, man. I saw one he had up this morning, so maybe there's a new one too. All right. Fear is narrative right now and always will be. Yep, it is. It definitely is. And I'm tired of the fear mongering just to maintain control. It's just crazy. Why do you want to hurt people like that? I mean, right now, my daughter is just struggling and gasoline. I mean, I thought about this yesterday as I filled up and had to go in with a co-signer to pay for it. Um, it used to be you could run in the store and say, "Yeah, give me $10 on pump number 2." And that'd carry you home, back to work the next day, and a little running around. Man, you're lucky if $10 will get you home anymore. It's just crazy. But there is an agenda. Uh, Bob, I'd love to move, but it's either just me and my dog. The other half is anchored here with the grandkids. I understand that, and that is a shame, man. I mean, that you just can't get away. Mm. Terry, what state is as bad as Cali anymore? I don't know. I don't know. Well, I don't know. I mean, the cost of living is just crazy in so many states right now. West Coast mentality, California, Washington, and Oregon. Yeah, they are following suit. Is the cost of living, Terry's the cost of living up there as high as it is down in California? I mean, I know you live up there near the beach, and I mean, you got a beautiful area. I know you just said that terrible flood, but beautiful area. Mm. Yeah, climate change cured the ozone hole. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with all that stuff. I know that I'm not buying it. I think it is fear mongering. 30 cent a gallon of gas when I was mowing years when I was 12. Yeah, you know what? I was talking to my brother, and I can honestly say I remember gas at 26 cents a gallon because I bought gas at 26 cents a gallon to fill my little gallon can up to go around mowing lawns and earning $1 a lawn. And you can't get people to drop their business card for $1. Uh, 30 cents a gallon. Yeah, I'd like to go back to my old 26 cents a gallon. Now, I wasn't driving at the time, but I was buying gasoline for my lawnmower, as I said. Chantlatan. President Trump in office, I used to fill $20. I get 27 liter in the tank. Now, $20 get only 18 liter here in Cambodia. Wow. No kidding. So, hmm. I guess it has a lot to do with the fact that at least President Trump was willing to use our resources. But now, understand there is a reason that that's not happening anymore. And it's all tied to climate change. It's the force everybody into the climate change mode. So, again, I don't want to go down that route because it just gets everybody angry. I know it gets me angry, but I appreciate the comment. Is it Chantla? Chantlatan? I appreciate the comment, and that is interesting, though. I did not know how it was affecting the global gas issue. That's strange. I mean, blah, 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 blah. I can't believe it's just one country driving that train. $4 a gallon now, man. Yeah, I remember the gas wars, Mike. Yep. Yeah, it's going up. I know. Same here. Same here in Connecticut. It's. Thank you, Chandler. I think that it's. I don't know where it's going to stop. I mean, I just heard that President Biden's going to release 50. What is it? 50 million barrels of our reserve. Just open that pipeline up. All right. I'm gonna get all depressed and then feel guilty about buying my Z9. So I kind of already am a bit guilty about doing it, but anyway. Yeah. 329 in Iowa. Well, you guys got enough corn, you can just make gas, can't you? Ethanol. Uh, $5 a gallon in Sacramento. Man. Yeah. You know, and no, I'm not going there. I'm not going to go there. Nican's tried to do this with me before. I'm not going there with all the political. Ah, it just gets out of control. It really does. Um, let's just hope things will change here before long. It's got to. We're just getting strangled, and if the middle class are being strangled, then the people below are really. No wonder they won't go back to work here. No wonder everybody's hiring because you just can't afford. You can't afford the gas to get back and forward to work anymore. Man, can't take a Z9 money with you. Enjoy the Z9. Yeah, I am, Bob. I know I'll enjoy it. And I was at least willing to give up, sacrifice my big D5 and some lenses and things like that. But yep, I know I'm going to enjoy it. I know everybody's going to enjoy it. Everybody that's waiting for it. And man, are we waiting. We can't get enough Z9 info, and right now there is none. It's gone quiet again. We'll now compare the good old as the wealth. Get ready and don't care the little people anymore. Yeah, you know, Chandler, that's been a mantra for people down in the lower middle class and poor class. And I don't even know, it's probably a woke thing. Now you can't say that, which I hate woke, and I'm not going to go there either. But now I think it's ringing more true. I really do. Uh, we're moving so fast into the upper class, and then everybody below the upper class are the minions, and it's just terrible. We got to do something. I don't think it's not gonna work itself out. But you know what? Um, Unfortunately, right now, all we can do is vote, and all we can do is enjoy the things that make us happy. And right now, for me, that's photography and videography, or having this YouTube channel. Um, and there are plenty of places that to go and listen to people go on and on politics. I quit watching the news last year. I can't watch the news anymore. I have hit a point in my life where I will do my civic duty and vote and do the best I can. I served my country for over 30 years, 24 of that on active duty. And I'm trying not to feel guilty about leaving all that stuff behind and trying to enjoy now after doing all that. So that's where I'm at. And I'm really enjoying my photography again, my videography again, and that's why we're doing this channel. So, all right. Touch Life, 1,500 gallon of gas here in Hartford for the cost of a Z9. You're in Hartford, Touch Life? Are you kidding me? My stepdaughter's in Hartford. She was in here earlier. Man. So what do you shoot? Now I got to know. I got to know what you do. All right. Touch Life Studios up, folks. He's close to me. Now I got to know. What do you shoot, buddy? I wait patiently. I mean, if you're that close to me, we've got to, at some point, well, I shouldn't say we have to. I don't know what you shoot. It may be that you're, you know, that is your job or your business, photography, and you're tied up with all that. But barring anything drastic, we got to figure out how to link up and do a collab somewhere and shoot weddings and portraits. Okay, all right. Is it? Is that your main means of income, photography, or is it just something that you're doing uh, part of the time? And I'm trying to dig in here a little bit and find out how much time you have and whether you'd be. uh, maybe we could. Hey, Touch. Maybe we could get together and do a collab with Tony and Chelsea. I mean, I don't know exactly where they are, but the state's not that big. They're not too far away. I'm sure I'd be the last person that Tony would invite. I may have said a few bad things about him in the past on his channel. Full time engineer. Okay. Yeah, man, we're going to have to do that. And I don't want to steal away from everybody else and you're in chat and everything else, but we're going to have to do that. We're going to have to figure out what we can do. Go out and have some fun shooting something. So, you got any ideas, then send me your ideas, what you'd like to do or whatever. We'll have to find an opportunity to do that. Are you getting the Z9 by chance? Drinking my coffee faster because it's getting cold. uh Catch up at Nashville, do some shooting in the hills. Yeah, I would love to do something like that. I would love to do one of those photo walks. I know it sounds kind of hokey, but we could change that around to fit our own thing. I think it'd be a lot of fun if people wanted to take a little trip or something, a weekend getaway. Nashville's a good place to do that, to get away. And I mean, it's the music down there, and it's not all country music. Everybody thinks, well, it's only no, it's not. There are several big studios down there, and a lot of different artists are using those studios now. So there is a lot to see, a lot to do, and then of course you do have a lot of area out and around Nashville that's just as uh, photogenic. Uh, Thanks to Black Friday, I just got Topaz Denoise AI, Sharpen AI, GAI, 99.99. Wow, never could afford before. Yeah, Chandler, hey, congratulations, man. You found something that you needed and found it at a good price. So we were, I did the same thing. Restream really came in for me and at 50% off. So I found something I wanted, and I'm glad to hear that, man. I'm glad to hear that. Congratulations on getting something you needed or wanted a whole lot cheaper than normal. Just emailed you a photo of one of my hawks in the yard. Share if you like. Okay. Absolutely. Absolutely. Let me see the other. Get the laptop up and going. Dun, dun, dun. You guys feel free to chat among yourselves for a second. Just kidding. Terry. Yeah, you know what? And she's actually, I'm not gonna say she's a Nikon lover, but she does like Nikon. Um, I don't know if it's her primary camera or anything. I don't know what she has as far as the mirrorless go, but she definitely was a fan of the D850. And yeah, she doesn't say absurd things on the channel either. So uh, let me see. Let me see. Where are we? Uh, Pum, 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 pum. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Yeah, I was going to try to pull up oh, your photo. Oh, come on. I'll try it a minute here. Uh, let's see. You know what, Woody? I'm gonna pull that up in a minute. I don't know if I'll get it on here tonight, but I will. I will pull it up, and I am going to throw it on here if you don't mind on one of the live streams. Uh, Throw a worm on. Let's see, on a hook and do some largemouth bass fishing. I got a 20-foot bass boat out there on the side of the driveway that hadn't been wet other than rain for the last 8 years. Used to do a lot of fishing, Mike, a lot of fishing. But things changed. Uh, can I get a Z9? Z what? Oh, man. Oh, sorry to hear that, man. Oh, yeah, yeah. It's a chunk of change. It really is. I wish I could tell you what to do. I can't. Let's see. Talking to my wife, told her I think I'm ready to sell my little screen printing business. So she gave me the green light. Hey, good on you, Mike. Good on you, man. Good on you. It's nice to get what you want. I'm sorry, I'm staring at trying to catch all the comments here. Oh, man. Yeah, I think it'd be great. I think everybody talks about this, and obviously, I'm not saying, "Hey, let's plan it," but it would be fun. As soon as I get down there, obviously, I'm going to keep this running, but it would be nice to set up something a weekend or whatever, and for people, if it was convenient for people to drop in. Now, here's the deal. It's easy to say this, and I'm not down there yet, but honestly, when I'm down there, I'd love to entertain anybody that came down to photograph or to visit Nashville or whatever and want to actually take some photos as well. I think it would be a lot of fun. Oh, well, see there, you're a smart man. You are a smart man, Mike. You made it appealing. There you go, Touch. Find something that makes your wife's life easier and tell her that the Z9 will allow that to happen or whatever. Uh yeah, I could organize photo trips. I could just have fun. I'd like to meet all you folks. Still can't wait to meet Mr. Nican. I'm bringing him over from Ireland. I know that he's trying to get over. He wanted to get over here soonest, but with COVID on both ends, I don't know. I don't know. And he was coming into Nican. Weren't you coming? You were coming into New York City. Well, I'm only 50 minutes from New York City, which is another reason to get out of here. And but there are you talking about street photography? Man, it is a street photography mecca down in New York City. for the US, that is. I mean, there are lots of places in Europe and other places around the world that are great or maybe even better. But here in the States, New York City is a great street photography location, as everybody knows. My wife still likes to go back down in the city for different things. And every time we go down, she goes, "Yes, you can take your camera." And I'll take my camera, and she'll find something that she's going to do. She's going to be busy for an hour, and I'll just take off and walk the streets and take photos. So, uh, Smoky Mountains are really nice. Yeah, Mike, they are. They're beautiful too. Again, get in touch with two guys from Tennessee I mentioned last week. Yeah, yeah. That's one of the things I'm going to do because there are a lot of photographers down there. I've seen a lot of them on YouTube as well. But there are a couple of professional photographers. Here we go with that term again. But I mean, that's their living. They're high end photographers. I've seen their work and they're fantastic. And yeah, I'd like to meet some of these people, even if it's just for, a few minutes to talk about it. Um, Studios down there. I know that there are several studios. There's a camera shop in Nashville, which I'll be happy to have, available right there instead of, again, my closest camera store is, believe it or not, B&H. But the traffic and getting down there and everything else is just kind of a pain. And parking, Lord mercy, man. Parking down there in the city's crazy. But it would be nice to have a local store, if you will. And I'm looking forward to it, meeting some other photographers down there. I'd like to do, I don't even want to say collab. I'd just like to do a get together, with some of them. Touch, you hearing me? And just, just have a chat with somebody that wants to hear and talk and whatever photography. My wife just entertains me at times, but I can tell after about 2 minutes that, I'm talking to, I'm just talking to the wall. And I understand that. It's just not her cup of tea. But it would be nice to be around some photographers and be able to do that from time to time. There is one guy here. He's up in Hartford too, but he shoots for somebody and does a lot of event work. So it's kind of different. And that's what he enjoys doing. So he doesn't move out of his, comfort zone there too much. All right. Found a lot of deer in the Smokies. Yep. Yep. News in the UK, maybe a total lockdown is very real. Man, I hate to hear that, Nican. Hate to hear that. And now we're worried that it's coming in from the African continent, more middle lower continent in Africa. AP, maybe a title for interview Chuck Chat's cameras. Yeah, yeah. But that's not true, really. I just chat. Everybody else fills in the blanks. Uh, Camera Bar in Hartford is great. Yeah, you know what? It's. I'm not going to say it's easier to get down the city than it is to get to Hartford, but right now with 84, as you probably know, especially down at this end, towards Danbury, it's crazy. I mean, there's accidents every day, and it's just a pain to go to Hartford. Not saying I wouldn't, but I'll have to check out the Camera Bar. I know there's another little shop up there, and I had talked to them before, but they're really small mom and pop shop, and they didn't have a lot of stock. Not that that's a bad thing. I mean, they have what they have, but I'll have to check that out. Um, Title for interviews: Chuck Chats cameras. Yeah, I didn't know what to put for a title tonight. That's why I just threw photographer get together. So I'd hope maybe somebody would touch. And a lot of people do jump in. It's like, oh, it's not a show. And I know that that's the reason they don't hang around. I think if some of the folks would hang around for a few minutes, they'd get involved and maybe enjoy it because, you get to speak your mind here. That's what this is about. Everybody's sharing whatever. And it's just meant to be fun. Vietnam incredible street shooting. Yeah. Yep. And you bring about a whole new, genre of street photography. You know, it's cultural street photography. And I'll tell you right now, I've thought about this even while I was there. You know, I spent over 4 years in Afghanistan, and I wish and I wasn't allowed to. I wish I could have carried a camera because, man, just incredible photo opportunities. But yeah, I can imagine Vietnam being the same way. It's just fantastic. And you know what, Nikan, you guys in Europe, uh, you know, in America, not that we have a 2,000 year history here in the country, um, but even our 200 and what is it, 50, I don't know how many years here in America, and we destroyed everything that was old and built everything new, and then destroyed that and built more new. So wherever you go, it's just it's just hard to find that those buildings that have life in them, you know, that just jump out and say, "Take a photo of me." Uh, So I envy you guys having those opportunities. But I can imagine Vietnam or India, you know, and I understand how India works. I haven't been to India, but I've worked with a lot of people that have been, spent time in India. And you know, it's not everything that's in the vacation brochures, but I don't want that anyway. Being there, I think it's a fantastic opportunity in wildlife, even in India. I've been to Kenya, um, spent quite a bit of time in Kenya. What another wonderful place uh, to shoot. And I just think like everybody wants to come to America, and I'm thinking, you know what, you got good still life here or landscape, but beyond that, it doesn't compare to the rest of the places around the world for photography. That's my opinion, anyway. Let's see. When I was in Nashville years ago, did some night photography with the city lights and all. Oh, yeah, I love shooting at night, and I've watched some of the photographers shooting models out on the street at night. And if you're shooting with light, one of the things that you've got to do, and I think it really, uh, if you don't, I think it takes away from the photo. But you've got to understand lighting and ambient light, and you need to understand that you've got to get the ambient light set so that it works in the photo in the background. Because at night, you don't want just a black background with a couple of little twinkles. You've got to get that ambient light set and then set your artificial light with whatever you're using, whatever flash gun, strobe, or whatever, so that you keep that beautiful ambient light. And yeah, and Nashville is a great place to do it because it's all about the music business, and everything's lit up down there. So yeah, it'd be a great place to do a photo walk at night and have a ball. Okay, blast. Yep. All right. Buildings. Any buildings over 20 years old is rare. You talking about here in America, Nican? Are you talking about there where you're at in Ireland? I can't believe that in Ireland. So you must be talking about here. Yeah, we have buildings older than 20 years, but we've just lost the nostalgia of older buildings. And we didn't rebuild, we didn't keep them up. There are a lot of reasons, and we just lost that. I don't think America really had a flair for architecture. We've had some great architects in America, but we just lost it. We've paved over it here in America, not like in Europe, where some of those streets haven't changed other than upkeep and some things, but they haven't changed for years. I mean, for centuries. And that's just something that to me, I'd become an architectural photographer if I was over there just because of the beautiful buildings and the scenery with the buildings. So, anyway, I'm rambling on. Jamestown, now over 400 years old. You know what it is, Woody? And have you been there lately? It's still nice, but I don't know. It's lost its colonial appeal somehow, some way. We just kind of lost it. In Europe, of course, window signs and things like that are all modern. I get that. But the building itself seems to push that aside and allow you to take a photo that has some character, the streetscapes and things like that. And we do have, and you know what? Speaking of that, Woody, we do have some locations here that are reproductions of, or on the old sites, and they've tried to upkeep and basically reproduce everything that was there back in uh, the earlier days. There's one up here in Massachusetts. My wife took me to. I can't remember the name of it, but and it's really interesting to go and see it. And it's fun to take photos there too. But we don't have a lot of it. I mean, go to London, walk around London. Yeah, there's a whole modern piece, but then again, there's the whole, old London uh, character as well. Now I don't want to live in London, but I'm just saying that that's been kept in Europe more so than in America. America doesn't have the history that Europe does, but even what little we had, we seem to have paved over. That's just my opinion. Uh, well, there's no doubt that it costs to update and keep the old buildings. I agree with you 100%. But again, Europe's done it. Hey, all the money we waste, all the tax dollars we spend, and we couldn't figure out a way to keep it. I think it's just uh, it's just it's not criminal, but I mean it's terrible that America couldn't hold on to more. Um, it's just terrible. Old Williamsburg still pretty much the same as back in the day. Yeah, it's probably closer than most. My wife wants to go down to Williamsburg. I did some work down there, not far from Williamsburg, a while back. I want to try your hand at some still life work, maybe sell some prints. Yeah, I thought about that too, Terry. That's a good subject to talk about. What is everybody's favorite genre of photography? I mean, I I can't settle on any one thing. Therefore, I am never going to be great at anything. I have a hankering to go out and shoot landscape, and I do. Now my landscape photos don't come out like everybody else, but then again, I'm not traveling away from home that far, and they could probably be better. It's obviously all about the site. Wildlife. I love shooting wildlife, and I'm not talking about bears and polar bears and whatever. But I have a lot of wildlife around here, and I have the opportunity because the setting is good. Just like I was talking about the ducks, I like doing that. I like shooting sports. I love motorsports and shooting them. But again, I just can't settle on any one thing. I love doing portraits. I want to do creative portraits. I don't want to do portraits that are, um, I don't know. I'll do those as well, regular portraits, either social media or whatever. But I like doing creative things. I like dramatic portraits. And you don't get a lot of people that are willing to sit and go through that just to get that dramatic shot. So I like a lot of things. I just can't settle on any one thing. Is anybody else out there that way? Or are you pretty much set on this is what I want to shoot? And it's what I'm going to shoot. And all this came from you making the comment about shooting still lifes because I even did that. I thought that was fun. I'm just not great at it. All right. So I missed all the comments here. Mystic, Connecticut, many great opportunities. Okay. Niagara Old Fort that I visited this year was spectacular photo ops. Yeah, you know what? Okay, now let me differentiate from what I really meant here. I agree that we have some historic sites that we have done our best to maintain, and they're close to their original uh, characteristic. But we don't have cities, and now you guys are going to prove me wrong and say, well, there's one street somewhere in some city, and I know that exists, but you can't turn your head, or you turn your head in any direction in so many places in Europe, and it still looks the way it did. I mean, go to France and get away from Paris. Well, even in Paris, and man, this just the old villages are just fantastic. And we don't have that here. So, I'm not going to bash America because of it anymore. But my point is that it exists more in other places in the world than it does here in America. You get street photography, whatever that turns out to be, here, and there's a lot of it in especially all the major cities. But I just feel like, man, I would love to. You talking about Vietnam earlier. Um, I would just love to go to some of these places and shoot. Um, am I going to do that? No. You hit a point where you just got too many other things and kids and grandkids and everything else. And my wife's not going to take a trip to Europe for me to go on a photo safari. That's not going to happen. But anyway, you guys that are there, you're fortunate. Don't ever think that if it's been shot a million times, you still have other places to go. Shoot macro bugs. Hey, Briar, good to see you, man. In my spare time, not much time to spare though. Yeah, I understand that. Life is taxing for a lot of people for a lot of time. Uh, and I thought about that too, believe it or not. So here you go. I get on here and I'm looking at videos and things and what everybody's shooting, and I'm thinking, whoa, I got to do that. And then I realized, when you going to do that, and why would you do that? I love seeing the products from people that do that kind of stuff, and it really does kind of make me feel like I want to do it. But there's so many things out there. I just feel like there's so many things and not enough time. I can't I don't have an excuse anymore. I've got plenty of equipment to do it. Uh, Portraiture landscape, Milky Way stuff. You talked about that. I've done that as well out here in my backyard. Of course, I'm in the light pollution for me is pretty horrendous. Still can be done, but it's horrendous. While I was traveling out in Salt Lake City, they have one of the national parks out there that's at 10,000 feet, and it's one of the darkest locations. I don't know where it ranks, but it's way up on close to the top, darkest locations in the U.S. And I kept telling myself, I'm going to get a night free, and I'm going to go out there to that park and just to see. And I didn't do it. Now, I know what it would have looked like because I told you I've been to Afghanistan. I spent a lot of time in Afghanistan. And let me tell you, you get away from Kabul, there's no light pollution anymore. And it is amazing. You think, man, I would love to do some photography here, night photography. So, and I got a funny story, which I really can't tell here, about looking through NVGs and then taking them off, and a star's moving. Well, it wasn't a star, but anyway, I can laugh about all that now. All right. Lots of places to visit, castles. Yeah, man. I wish I could just find one thing, be happy with it, and say, this is what I'm going to shoot, 90% of the time. I just can't. I see somebody produce something that's cool, and I got to try that too. Shooting a wedding. Oh, that's what you were doing, Briar. I had to scroll back up here. Yeah, I'm well, man. And how'd your wedding go? Did it go well? Architecture, action sports, street travel. See, Nikan, you're like me, man. I can't settle on anything. And maybe that's best for me. I can just enjoy it, shooting what's available at the time. Macro bugs. Done enough weddings to know that I would rather have my eyes chewed off by a beaver. Here's my wedding story. I'd never shot a wedding. My stepdaughter wanted me to shoot her wedding. I said, no, I'll pay for a good photographer to shoot your wedding because I don't even know how to begin shooting a wedding. No. I want you. So anyway, I shot it. And I got to say, it came out okay. I think it was okay. I mean, she liked it, and that's what really matters. But I realized I don't want to be a wedding photographer. The stress for me of did I miss this? Did I miss that? I mean, I don't feel like there's a retake possible for anything. You got to catch it as it happens. But I think the thing that at least gave me some success in the wedding is I enjoy events. I don't like posing people. I like catching the moment. And I did that throughout our wedding with some poses, of course. I mean, you can't get away from not having setups and poses. But I think that was what made it successful is I was able to capture the feeling and the enthusiasm of the participants and things like that. But I don't want to do it again. I don't want to do weddings. I don't know. Not me, not for me. All right. Uh, Landscape as well as astronomy. Look at you, Nikan. You're like me, man. I can't make my mind up. Uh, 2 hours south from me. So you're talking about Mike? I may be on the back end of a conversation here and asking a dumb question. You talking about to find dark sky 2 hours from south? Pose crap refer to capture the people off guard. Yeah, I agree. Weddings for me are like buying a Sony camera. I knew you'd find a way to work Sony into something tonight. Uh, yeah, yeah. I don't know who all's left in there. Most people probably said, "That's it. I'm tired of it." Hmm. But this is the gist of what I want this channel to be. Is just we can pick a subject and get through that pretty quick any day of the week, and I think that's fine. And no intent on staying on subject because that takes away from the fun of all the back and forth. Um, we could, but we can try that. Obviously, we can throw a topic up and say this is what the discussion is going to be about. But if it ventures off into other things, that's fine because that's kind of what I'm hoping for. I've been in enough live streams and seen people in the chat completely oblivious to what's going on from the host in the live stream, and I think that's great too. You're not trapped into. I can only talk about that. Um, but I think it's fun. I don't know how you guys feel. You guys need to give me some feedback on stuff like that. Um, now I'm not giving up on it, but I mean, I guess everybody needs a little confirmation that you're heading in the right direction. And that won't be everybody that feels that way. But I mean, if you feel like it's just kind of fun to get in here and hang out and let loose, that's what I want it to be. I don't want it to be so structured that you run out of the subject and then, well, we ain't got anything else to talk about because you can't talk about anything else here. Not at all. I want it to be opportunity to share some things like we have tonight, what you enjoy shooting. And camera is always part of it. What type camera or whatever. And the question of why don't you like this or why do you like that? Or why are you getting this? What made you get that? And I mean, that's the whole point of this is to be able to get in here and do that kind of stuff. And of course, we're going to make fun of each other. Like, I can't believe you shoot that old fashioned thing or whatever. But that's what it's all about. Uh, Anthony, AP, it's been good hearing you. I have to step out. Catch you on the next one. Yeah, and thanks for stopping by, Anthony. And don't feel obligated. I mean, I don't know that you do or don't, but don't feel obligated to hang out and listen to all the yapping or whatever. But again, you said it last night, and I've said it over and over, and it's exactly what I want this to be. Is just come in, let's talk about it. It's still centered around photography, no matter how far we stray from the topic. And that's what it's all about. But anyway, have a great evening, Anthony, and thanks again for stopping by. Appreciate you showing up. Still going to get you on here as a guest one night. So get ready for that. All right. Take care. Uh, yeah, we had a few people in here. Let me ask you this. You guys that are in here right now, maybe you can help me with this too, because I'm open for, making this convenient. If it's going to be fun for people, it has to be as convenient as possible. I can't freeze the clock and everybody's on the same in the same time zone. But is it better to start these live streams maybe at 9 o'clock at night Eastern? Is that too late? Or 8 o'clock is better, or what? Because I know that it seems like more and more people show up around 9 o'clock. Is that a better time to start this? You guys tell me. That's a good point, Mike. And yeah, now I understand in the summertime everybody wants to be out doing things, but maybe that's it. Through the winter at least, it's just an opportunity to go somewhere and hang out with people that talk about what you talk about. Uh, so Nikan, I'll ask you, is 9 o'clock our time, my time better for you? Because man, I feel bad because for you, that's like in the middle of the night. Okay. All right. Mike, how about you? 9 o'clock for me is 8 o'clock for you anyway, isn't it? You're on mountain time, aren't you? No. Okay. Thanks, Nikan. Yeah. I'm thinking maybe 9 would be a good time. I know on the West Coast, it's 7 p.m. and with daylight savings time or whatever, it's 6 p.m. and it's not the best time in the world for everybody, either just getting home from work or whatever. Oh, only 3 a.m. See, I'm good with any time, Bob says. Part of the beauty of mobile phones. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Okay. 6 p.m. for you, Terry. I think, did California not observe the time change? That's what my wife was telling me. So it's only 2 hours difference from the East Coast. But for you, it's 6 p.m., Terry. Okay. Yeah. And that's hard, man, trying to get it. I know, nobody wants to come in after being whatever they're doing all day long and they're either eating supper or eating dinner um, or just finished. And there's so many things going on that you just can't peel away. So I don't know how to get it to where we can, kind of get everybody. 9 Eastern works for you, okay? And my wife would love that. She can get rid of me for most of the night. uh, 9 works for most people. It does, I can. It does. Uh, you're in Louisiana on Central, okay? So I know all about Central Standard Time. I was down at Fort Campbell for so long. 9 p.m. is good for you, Touch. Okay. All right. So maybe the next one I'll do that. I'll set it up to start at 9 p.m. because I think that's when a lot of more people are available. And, it's just tough with the West Coast over there. Um, I mean, there's just no way to get it perfect for everybody. It just doesn't work that way. I used to call my wife from Afghanistan and she'd say something about whatever. And it was hard for me to get her to understand the time difference that we were in because she'd say, "Well, I'm getting ready to go to bed." I said, "That's fine. I just got up." "Well, why are you sleeping so late?" Or is it raining there? I'd say, "Well, no. Why?" She said, "Well, it's raining here." So, so I know all about time difference, but yeah, 9 p.m. sounds like it'd be the plan. The next one I'll do at 9 p.m. It'll give I think it's definitely better. I started this at 7. So for Terry, that was 4 p.m. for you. A lot of people just don't have an opportunity at 4 p.m. I realize, sit down, chat or whatever in the live stream. So, all right. Yes, Night Can, you are correct. It looks like 9 p.m. is the winning number. Sesame Street says the count. Uh, yep, 3 hours difference. All right. Uh, and who was our guest in here? Chantla, Chantlaton. That's what I'm looking for. Where was Chantlaton from? So that amazes me too. I mean, just from around the world, there are people joining. I know that I get people from India that look at these in the morning my time. Z9 o'clock. You gave me an idea, Woody. That may be the title, the Z9 o'clock live stream. That's great. All right. All right. So 9 o'clock it'll be. I wish I could give you a day, but that turns into a nightmare because everybody's got a different day. I would like to set up 1 day a week when it's absolutely everybody knows. So I may just do that 1 day, and that doesn't mean there won't be others throughout the week, but 1 day that's set for certain, everybody knows, and that way if they miss the others, it's no big deal. I got to quit looking at the chat; it's not helping me out right now. But 1 day a week, and I don't know if it's a weekday, weeknight, or would obviously be night, weeknight, or weekend. Friday, Saturday, Sunday night, or Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. But if you guys have any ideas, again, just throw it in a comment and we'll kind of tally it up and see what works best. Best time for 9 p.m. Friday, Saturday. Yeah, and that'd be fine. I mean, there's obviously nights I'm not going to be able to do it. I mean, periodically there may be. Mama's dragging me down to the city before long for something. Unfortunately, it'll be before the Z9 ships. But you know what? I'm going to go live with my phone at least while I'm down in B&H. I think that'd be fun. All right, kind of got off track there. All right, so we'll figure it out what day of the week would be best. Try to set it up so everybody knows. Yeah, no charge, man. Thanks. Contributing to the channel already, Woody. We'll figure out a day that works. It doesn't mean it can't change if that didn't work. But I would like to have 1 day that everybody can, put on their calendar, know that it's coming. And if you miss any of the others, no problem. You know that the scheduled day is coming up. B&H. Oh, you're not familiar with B&H? Oh, I see. B&H with a exclamation point. Yeah, Bob. We're going down to the city. She knows when we go down to the city, I got to go to B&H. So I may pull the camera out. I've seen a lot of people do that down there from inside B&H and let everybody ask, hey, where's this? Where's that? And I can run all over the store showing you what's there, what's available. And I would say there's a good chance that Z9 will be there by the 10th. I think it's the 10th we're going down there. Yeah, go live while we're down there. I think it'd be a lot of fun. I don't know how attentive I'm going to be with the comments with just using the cell phone, but yeah, I'll do that. Chuck's camera chats. Can you do the reminder idea like a lot? Let's see. A lot of the live streamers do. Grays does that. Yeah, let me ask you something. Woody, you're not seeing the reminders? See, how did you find the live stream tonight? Because I put the reminder up this morning or afternoon. Matt Granger do a video from B&H. I don't know. Peter Hurley, if any of you are familiar with Peter Hurley, He's done a few from B&H. He goes down there to pick up a something, and when he's in the store, he does a live stream. Uh, uh, Z9, the PlayStation beater, makes farewell. Sony PlayStation. Uh, yeah, back to you, Woody. You didn't see a reminder for this? Because I actually, you know what? I didn't see it actually appear until about an hour before the live stream. So I was just looking up to see what's the deal with that, YouTube? So I've heard about this deal with YouTube ghosting people. I didn't know what it meant, but somebody had talked about YouTube was doing that to them. They don't see comments, a lot of different things. I don't know. Is that a thing? Do they do that? And if so, why would they do it? But anyway, but I'll definitely do that, Woody. I always do now. I'll drop it, even if I make a decision to go live, and I'm just going to go live in an hour. I'm still going to schedule it, and it should have a reminder that comes up on Facebook saying, it will stream at or whatever. Uh, let's see. I just get the bell icon. Other live stream reminders show up in my YouTube feed. Yeah. Well, I don't know if you did or not because, like I said, I didn't see it pop up, and I could have missed it. But I'm so low on the food chain with YouTube. But I have seen the others pop up. It's interesting. But yeah, I'm going to do that. So hopefully it'll work. Do a live stream on Rumble. I looked at Rumble and I don't know the other, and it's just not the same platform, and you got to pay to actually do that over there on Rumble. So I was a little disappointed. My wife told me the same thing. You need to get on Rumble and do that. And I actually would. I'd like to be able to restream over there, but again, Rumble charges you for doing that. So you got to buy some kind of paid subscription plan. All right, Touch. Hey, thanks for dropping in, man. Hey, thanks for the message, and I'll make sure I reply. I appreciate you dropping in. We're doing this on a fairly regular basis, so keep dropping in, chatting with us, and I'll be in touch with you. We got to figure something out. Go shoot one day, shoot something. If you know where the snow owls are, I know they're over on the East Coast here somewhere, and everybody seems to find them but me. Not that I've been looking for them, but I don't even know where to begin looking. Now, that would be a day of photography. That would be fun. So, anyway, again, thanks for coming by and chatting with us. It's only failed once to let me know when you're going to do a live stream. Okay, Mike, thanks. So you've seen it pop up. Okay. And that's the other thing, I wasn't pushing people to subscribe, although that's nice. But if you do subscribe, I'm expecting that notification will pull the doggone reminder card up. Yeah, Connecticut or Vermont be owl type environment. Yeah, I don't know. I know we got snow owls here in Connecticut, and I've seen every year in the winter somebody's posting photos of shooting the snow owls. Man, they're beautiful birds. Any owl's beautiful, but I hear they're all around my house. I hear them every night, but I never see anything close to me. But the snow owls, I'd love to do. You get a chance to check the Z9 out with the big 402.8, my old 402.8. Yeah. Yeah. If you're subscribed, it should work. All right. Guys, I'm getting ready to pull the plug on it myself. Mama will be coming in. She was out shopping with the youngins. Put up a video camera in my home. Yeah. No, that'd be a mistake. But I was watching Peter Lindgren today. He's been doing his vlog. He set it up to do 45 days straight and wound up doing it for 100 days. And I got to say, his vlog, they're only like 3 or 4 minutes long, but they're entertaining. His editing is just on spot, man. It's just fantastic. And it makes it interesting. I thought, you know what? I ought to try that one day. Just challenge myself. See if I can, just the mundane things that go on in a day and then chop it all up and make it entertaining. Keep mama happy and close the day with a smile. That's what I always say. Absolutely. Well, I love my bride, my beautiful bride. All right, Nican. Sorry about the Zoom call. All right. So anyway, that's it. It's time for me to let everybody go. I really appreciate it. I say this every night, and it's true. I am truly humbled that folks will come in and want to participate. I think having good company in the chat is what does that. Everybody enjoys chatting with each other, and that's the whole point of this again. But thank you very much. And for those that haven't subscribed, please do, if for no other reason, so you get notified. It doesn't mean you have to jump in here with us, but at least and if you want to, you get notified. What do you sent Facebook request? Okay. Night, Ken. Thanks again for being in here, man. Enjoy your evening or your night, your morning. Always enjoy. We Nikan and I chat all day long. I feel bad because I feel like I'm bugging him. He's busy, work, and trying to get some rest. But anyway, we're always chatting back and forth. So take care, Nikan. I'm sure I'm going to talk to you tomorrow. You'll drop something on me to look at, and I always enjoy looking at what it is. So I'll check that out as soon as I finish this up, and I'll definitely get back to you. Again, thanks everybody. It's a lot of fun. So let's do it some more. I'm going to take off now. So good night. I hope I've seen everybody last night. All right, folks, again, good night. God bless you all. Have a great evening. Have a great Sunday.